Yo, everybody. I got burned on eBay. Oh man, we're going to talk about this real quick just so that none of you make the same mistake that I made. Didn't even know you could really get burned this way just because I figured it was so effing illegal. And, oh, whoops. Between like copyright infringement and, you know, I'm sure publishers, bookmakers, they all want their cut. So I've been thinking about getting into Rogue Trader. Rogue Trader is a mix of Warhammer and D&D type deal. So we have our group of gamers, and my kids have been more and more excited for D&D and role playing and stuff like that. It all started when we played some sort of little card game, and my kid was actually getting into it. And for me, it was kind of boring because it was like, there's no dice, there's no chance, there's no odds, there's no excitement being built up from rolling dice and rolling, trying to beat a certain number, seeing if your action succeeds or fails. It was just here you get 5 cards and you get to activate one of these cards per turn, and whatever that card says, you did it. But my kid was actually picking up on it, and he was like, "No, no, this is cool, Dad. This is cool. Let's play this." So, for the sake of my 14-year-old Ivan, I kind of grunted through that game, but I was like, no, this is awesome because it means my kid is going to want, to play some of this stuff with me. Awesome. So I decide, hey, Rogue Trader seems pretty awesome, right? It's taking Warhammer and D&D and putting them together. It's going to be something a little bit different. I already got a hold of the DM. Everybody was all excited. So I started going around looking for books, and I came across this ad, right? For $60, this was going to include this Bad Mama Jamma, which is cool. This thing is dope, right? This is like the Rogue Trader, the DMs. Yeah, here we stand it up like this, right? You can't see what's going on behind it. And back here, the DM is rolling dice. There's like a cheat sheet on it. So yeah, like this thing is useful. Like I would have paid $25 just for this thing. This thing is useful. Cool. But the thing is, the ad said that it was supposed to also come with a bunch of books. And I was kind of pricing it out, and I was like, for $60, if it comes with a few of these books, some of these books I see on the market for like 40, $50. So, this might be a deal. Mind you, this is all used. So I was like, all right, well, $60 for this thing plus a few of these books. That makes sense to me, that's about what you would pay. So this shows up. And I checked the ad again, and the listing's taken down. There's no returns. Here's what this asshole did. These are the books that I got. This is fucking printer paper, yo. This is printer paper. It's like this asshole bought this set, right? Took the books out of it, made paper copies of the books, and kept the actual books, and then just sold me printer paper, which this has to be illegal, yo. Like, some publishing house is not getting their cut because, you are pirating a book, right? If you were an author and you wrote a book and I offered to sell that book online and all I did was photocopy all the pages out of that book and sold it for $50, you would be pissed because that's one of your books that could have been legitimately sold. The author would have got their cut, the publishing house would have got their cut. Instead, some asshole in their basement with a printer is pirating your books, right? And at least this thing came with it, right? And to me, this is just bullshit because I'm sorry, I'm going to set up like a hobby dungeon. I'm going to want all this stuff on display. I'm going to want all the art. I'm going to want all the flavor text. Like, this is why, I don't know, this is why I order this stuff. And like, what am I supposed to do with these? Here's my amazing map printed on printer paper of the galaxy that we're going to conquer. I hope nobody spills coffee because then this thing's going to be gone. This thing is kind of official. This is an actual book. This is not printer paper. The Game Master's kit. This is the only effing thing that seems to be legit besides this thing back here, right? Which at least I got this. This is cool. But then all the books, yeah. These are. It looks like homework. Damn it! It doesn't even look fun anymore. Like, So buyer beware, be careful when buying books on eBay. I had no idea this was like a thing that people were essentially buying books and selling printer paper and keeping, the damn book. On another note, there are good sellers out there, okay? A couple of these books, I just found 4 of these books and they wanted like $30. I told them about my bad experience and I offered them $19. So I have 4 of these actual books that are hardbound and the real books, and this is going to be one of them, the Epoch Cronius. I have the actual book coming. So it hurts me to look at this and say, okay, this was $60, when for $19 I have 4 of these actual books coming. And yeah, if you want the books brand new, I think they are like $50. So I don't know where I'm at with this. I'm gonna look over all this stuff. There's no returns on this. I'm going to wait for my other books to come in for $19. The $19 for 4 books is probably gonna be much more useful to me than this, because I'm actually gonna be able to use the books and the flavor text and maybe put them up on a wall, enjoy the art instead of having effing black and white printer paper. But I just want to let everybody know this is a thing. I've never been burned on eBay before on books or anything like that. I don't really think this was a thing. It's kind of ridiculous. So word to the wise, be careful buying books on eBay. Make sure you actually see if they're like a hardbound book. Because the way that this ad was, it was really sneaky. And of course, there's like no returns instantly. And he took the ad down. I've complained to him. Of course, dude's not going to say anything back to me because he knows what he did is effing illegal. Like, this fucking has to be illegal. Show me your works cited page, bitch. Go back to community college. God damn it. So yeah, word to the wise, be careful with books. Do your homework. Books are expensive, yo. The core rule book to this game, that is the last thing that I'm looking for. I'm seeing the core rulebook for like $180. Now, some places have it for $100. I'm trying to cut a deal for that. But if I can get that rulebook and I can use all these different supplements to make different campaigns and games, there's like a shipbuilding book in here that lets you build your own ship and all the politics that come with that. Like, obviously, if you use alien technology, some of your own people are going to be like, how do you have a ghost field over your ship? We're going to conquer you and destroy you. So there's like a lot of politics to read through in here. That's kind of cool, but at the end of the day, this was a rip. So buyer beware. I got ripped off on eBay on books of all things. So yeah, I'm going to keep my eye out for that core rulebook. And as soon as I get that, that's going to our dungeon master so he can study it. And then pretty soon, I want to get some Rogue Trader games going, and we'll have to see, we'll have to see how that plays out. Honestly, I think I could make some cool videos out of it because it's not just playing Dungeons and Dragons role playing. You are using models, and I do have some of the awesome Rogue Trader models, and this would give me a chance to use some of my collectible Rogue Trader old school items like Chaos Squats. You can go through here and you can look up their guns and you can make stats up for them and you can actually use them. So I even ordered a bunch of snotlings just to have like a swarm of freaking snotlings to throw to throw at the group. And you'll actually be able to see that battle on the tabletop. So on top of the role playing. So it should be pretty cool once I get everything figured out and what I want to do. But this is a big no-no. Be careful when buying books. Don't get printer paper. I'm going to cut it off on that. Later, everybody.